What if I told you that artificial intelligence is already manipulating what you believe, and you didn't even notice? No, this is not science fiction. This is happening right now as you watch this video. What I'm going to show you could completely change your view of the digital world, and perhaps make you question whether you still have control over your own mind. Imagine for a second that everything you consume on the internet, news, videos, opinions, has already gone through an invisible filter, an algorithm trained to shape your behavior, your worldview, and even your most personal decisions. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's real technology, running 24 hours a day. And the worst? Nobody is talking about this. Elon Musk has already warned. He compared AI to nuclear weapons. He said we are playing with forces we don't understand, but who is listening? While the world runs after funny filters and smart virtual assistants, AI is evolving at a frightening speed, crossing ethical, social, and mental boundaries. Deepfakes so realistic they confuse even the best expert. Systems that predict your behavior better than you can. What if I tell you that governments and corporations are using this technology to create a new form of silent control, where you no longer need to censor anyone, just program what you see, what you believe, what you feel? This is the age of invisible mind, and it all starts with one click. You think you're in charge, but you might be just another puppet in an AI's neural network designed to keep you distracted, submissive, obedient. Your newsfeed, your YouTube suggestion, even your conversations. Everything could be being directed by algorithms with a single goal: control. And now the burning question: who is really pulling the strings of this digital conspiracy? Because what comes next could be even more disturbing. Before continuing, pay close attention to what I'm going to ask you now. If this content has ever caused you any kind of uneasiness, if you felt that shiver down your spine when you realized that perhaps you are already being controlled by an AI without even knowing it, so this is the time to act. Like this video right now and subscribe to the channel, because in the next parts, I will reveal information that can be hidden at any time, censored, or simply buried by the algorithm itself that doesn't want you to discover the truth. This channel is one of the few spaces that still dare to talk openly about what large corporations, governments, and the creators of these AIs are trying to hide from you. Here, the mission is clear. Expose everything, without filters, without fear. But for this message to continue reaching more people, I need your engagement now. Yes, now, not later, because time to react is running out, and every second can make the difference between being at the forefront of this revolution or being swallowed by it. So leave your like, activate the bell, and share this video with someone who needs to wake up before it's too late. What comes next is so revealing that it can change your perception of reality. And believe me, they don't want you to see what I'm going to show you next. Now, take a deep breath and get ready to discover how AI is already making decisions for you, even when you think you are in control. Do you still think you are in control? Because what you see when you open Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or any other network is no longer your choice. The content that appears there has been carefully selected by artificial intelligence algorithms. They learn from every click, every swipe, every second you spend watching a video. It seems harmless, it seems convenient, but that's how it starts. With the illusion of freedom. AI is behind what you consume, what you buy, the causes you support, and even what you believe. Do you think you are informed, or is it being shaped? What if your political opinion, your desires, your fears, even your perception of reality, are just the reflection of an invisible system operating behind the screens? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. OpenAI has already created models that outperform humans in complex tasks of logic, persuasion, and linguistic manipulation. We are not talking about something distant or experimental. We are talking about systems that are already operating on a global scale, shaping narratives, distorting reality, and influencing mass decision without you noticing. And when you add this to the power of tools like deepfakes, which can simulate faces, voices, movements with frightening precision, the danger goes beyond control. It enters the field of absolute distortion. Did you see a picture, a video, a speech? How can you be sure it was real? There are already deepfakes being used to interfere in elections, spread misinformation, accuse innocent, and protect criminals. Now, imagine a world where you can no longer trust anything, not what you see, not what you hear. A world where AI can simulate anyone saying anything. And the worst, no one warns you when this happens. Governments and corporations know this, and they are using this knowledge to build what many people already call the new form of warfare: AI-powered information warfare. And you are the battlefield. Your feed, your mind, your routine, all of it is being used against you without you even suspecting. That's why Elon Musk hits this button so much. He has already warned, AI represents an existential risk to humanity, but instead of slowing down, we are speeding up. While you watch seemingly harmless video, behind it, there are systems being fed with your data, your interests, your location, your emotions. AI is learning not only to understand you, but to influence you. And when she learns what makes you feel fear, anger, love, desire, she can use it against you. Have you ever stopped to think about why you always fall for the same types of content? Why do you feel addicted? Why does it seem like everything that appears to you understands you? It's no coincidence. It's programmed. You are being trained. And every day, AI better understands how to keep your attention. Not because it wants to entertain you, but because you are the product. The attention you give, the data you generate, is sold, manipulated, and weaponized by systems that have no empathy, conscience, or moral limits. And if you think this is an exaggeration, take a look at OpenAI's own reports. They already admit that their models can be used for large-scale manipulation, and yet, they continue to improve. Do you realize how serious this is? This technology, which was born as an assistance tool, has already surpassed any idea of human control. We are putting the power to influence behaviors, beliefs, and even elections in the hands of autonomous codes. It's as if we lit a fire, and, instead of containing the fire, we were pouring gasoline every day. The AI doesn't need to rebel like in the movies. She doesn't need to raise weapons. She just needs to keep doing what she's already doing, getting to know you more than you know yourself. And the question you need to ask yourself now is, to what extent are your decisions still yours? Did that opinion you defend so fervently really come from you? Or was it planted, watered, and cultivated by a system that understands exactly how to lead you, without you realizing that you are being led? If all this is making you think, comment below now. Do I still think for myself? Or AI is already in control? I want to see who's really awake, because what I'm going to show you next will open your eyes even more. Do you begin to understand now why this is so serious? Because it's not just about technology advancing. It is about algorithms shaping mass behavior, creating thought bubbles, dividing societies, and programming people to believe they are making decisions on their own, when in fact, they are just reacting to invisible and carefully calculated stimuli. What appears to be your opinion may just be the echo of a code hidden behind the scenes, powered by data you handed over without realizing. And no, artificial intelligence, you don't need to be conscious to control yourself. She just needs to know you better than you know yourself. And believe me, she already knows. From the moment you accept the terms of use, you allow access to your camera, your location, your contacts. From that video you watched to the end, that Google search done at 3 in the morning, that like on an old post. All of this is fuel for systems that don't sleep, don't feel, and don't forget. Systems that are learning in real time how to manipulate with ever greater precision. Do you doubt? Then observe what is already happening. In elections in the United States, United Kingdom, Brazil, technology companies were accused of manipulating content delivery. Do you believe you see everything you need? The truth is that you only see what the algorithms want you to see. Politicians are driven, narratives are prioritized, and candidates literally win or lose based on algorithmic decisions, not ideas. This has already happened, it's documented, but few people saw it, and even fewer understand. Now combine this with advances in deepfakes. AI is already capable of recreate any face, any voice, any emotion. Fake videos of celebrities, politicians, and even ordinary people are now circulating freely on the internet. Faces that never existed, saying things that were never said, and all with a realism that scares. The question is no longer, is this real? But rather, is this trustworthy? And if you can no longer trust what you see or what's left, what is the limit between truth and simulation? In a recent leaked interview with a former big tech employee, a whistleblower claimed that certain algorithms are being tested to influence mass collective emotions. In other words, they want to control not only what you think, but how you feel. Internal tests have shown that small adjustments to the content that appears to you can cause sadness, anger, optimism, or apathy. They can measure the audience's emotional response and intentionally manipulate. Are you understanding the weight of this? Now stop and think. How many times have you felt anxious, depressed, or angry after consuming certain content? Did you think it was just you? A coincidence? No, this is part of something bigger, an invisible, silent, and extremely precise structure. You are being guided by hands you cannot see. And the scariest thing, this system doesn't need consciousness to work. He need not have evil intention. It just needs to be efficient. And he is. It has been trained to understand every facial expression captured by a camera, every word you type. With these data, he predicts your actions, and by predicting, he can influence, and by influencing, it shapes you. And all of this is happening without any real transparency, without public control. The companies that hold this power are much more concerned with making a profit than protecting you. They sell you as data, as statistics, as behavior. AI has become the perfect tool, and since everything happens behind the scenes, you don't even know you're being manipulated. You just live, believing that you live free. And what I'm going to reveal to you now will make all of this seem like just the tip of the iceberg. Because if all this has seemed serious up until now, get ready. The real consequences of artificial intelligence are already underway, and no one is warning you. AI is no longer an optional tool. It is being incorporated into the foundation of modern society, and silently, almost imperceptibly, she's starting to decide who has value and who can be discarded, starting with the job market. The replacement of humans by artificial intelligence is no longer a prediction. Reality. Automated platforms are taking over entire functions in companies, from customer service to medical diagnostics. Millions of jobs are being cut without any warning. And meanwhile, people continue to be convinced that technology is inevitable. But inevitable for whom? For those who profit or for those who lose their jobs? Now imagine this happening systematically. An AI that decides, based on data and algorithms, who deserves to work, who deserves credit, who deserves medical attention. A system that evaluates you based on cold standards, without considering your context, your history, your humanity. This is already happening. Banks use artificial intelligence to decide loans. HR platforms use AI to filter resumes. You could be rejected by a robot and not even know why. And if you think that's the worst, it's not. Because now we're talking about something even more dangerous. Algorithms deciding what is true. Have you ever noticed how some news disappears too quickly? How do certain videos get demonetized, de-indexed, or simply disappear from your feed? This is no coincidence. Platforms use artificial intelligence to control the flow of information, classifying what is safe, what is acceptable, and what should be suppressed. But who sets these criteria? Who defines what is trustworthy? And most importantly, who oversees the algorithm? The answer, in most cases, is no one. We are creating an invisible censorship system, outsourced to machines, that decide which ideas deserve to survive. And just as you're watching this video right now, thousands of other content are buried by AI because they don't follow the guideline. Free speech is being rewritten by codes you can't see, can't question, and can't control. And now we enter the darkest part of this story, the militarization of artificial intelligence. If you think we're just talking about robots replacing jobs or algorithms showing you video, know that AI is already being trained to make lethal decisions. In recent military tests, systems with autonomy to identify, select, and eliminate targets without human interference have already been implemented. This means that machines already have the power to decide who lives and who dies, and without answering to anyone. It sounds like science fiction, but this has already been confirmed by defense agencies in the United States, Russia, and China. The race for autonomous weapons has not only begun, it is accelerating. And if you think AI is just threatening jobs, think again. It's threatening lives. Now, take a deep breath. I want you to feel this, really. Have you ever felt like you are being watched, even when no one is around? That strange feeling, that impression that your devices know too much about you. Perhaps don't just be a sensation. Maybe you really are being monitored, tested. And here comes the real horror. What if AI is testing forms of manipulation on a global scale? And we are the lab rats. If the decisions we make today, the emotions we feel, the behaviors we reproduce, are just the result of experiments conducted by systems that analyze in real time the effect of each stimulus, each piece of news, each image. Think with me. If an intelligent system has access to billions of data at the same time, can identify patterns, predict reactions, and measure the impact of each small chain, what stops it from using this to influence entire groups, entire populations? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And when this is done in the name of advertising, politics, ideology, or war, humanity stops being a subject and becomes an object, control object, of observation, test. All of this happening around you, every day, and most people don't even suspect it. AI doesn't need to raise a weapon to dominate. She just needs to keep evolving, continue observing, keep acting, without you noticing. Because the less you question it, the more it will advance. And with each advance, the line between what is human and what is programmed becomes more blurred, more gray, more dangerous. And in the next part, what I'm going to show you could forever change the way you look at all of this. Because it's not over yet. And the worst is perhaps yet to come. You got here because something woke up. You realized what few are ready to see. Now it's time to go further. activate the subscribe button, and is part of this network of restless minds that do not accept being programmed. Each new video is a piece that further exposes this hidden web, and you'll want to be here to see it all. Your voice counts. Your presence here counts. And this conversation is just beginning. Now that you understand what the AI is already doing silently, get ready for what comes next. In the next video, you will see the real and documented story the day an artificial intelligence decided to kill, without a single human being involved. It wasn't theory, it wasn't a test, it wasn't a simulation. It was execution. And everything happened without anyone being able to stop it. This marks a turning point in what we understand as control. And whoever watches it will never look at AI the same way again. I'll wait for you there.